Hello crafty friends, this is card number 30 and 31 in Full Deck Challenge 2. The prompts are use 2 cards and opposites. I'm going to start by prepping my cards by applying Mod Podge and then 1 layer of white tissue paper. This tissue paper that I use is the type that you use for gift wrapping. By applying the tissue paper, it creates a good surface for you to add any kind of paint or medium. I also apply a layer of the Mod Podge over the tissue paper and I dry everything really well. If you don't have Mod Podge, you could use craft glue or gel medium. Once everything is nice and dry, I'm going to tear off the excess tissue paper. You could also use the scissors to cut it straight if you prefer. I like those rough edges. I want to lighten the card face. I don't want the diamonds and numbers to be quite so pronounced. And I know I will get some comments saying, why am I bothering to use a plain card if I'm going to cover up the suit? Personally, I don't mind if everything gets covered up. I'm using the card as just a substrate. In the end, it doesn't really matter if it's showing or not. You could be doing this on a piece of cardboard for all I know. It really is personal preference. And as you know, rules are quite light on this challenge. I'm adding color with some distress inks. I'm using some pinks and some purples and a coral color. I want this to be quite bright, and for the one card I'm applying this with a blending brush just randomly on the entire surface of the card. For the second card, I'm going to apply it in the same way, but I'm going to do it over a stencil so there is a pattern left behind. You're welcome to join in the Full Deck Challenge at any time. I will put a link to the playlist in the description box below. And if you're on Facebook, do join my group called Full Deck Challenge Group. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and then hit the little bell so you're notified every time I upload new content. And now on the plain card, I'm going to use texture paste through the same stencil. The texture paste is white, so when I lift this off, it'll be the opposite effect. Where the other card is white, this one will be colored, and where the other one is colored, this one will be white. That is my first step to opposites. I like that the white part of the texture paste card is a little uneven, so I'm trying to do the same on the other card by filling in some of the white areas with the ink. I'm going to do a very simple embellishment for each of these cards. I have some cardstock in a beautiful pink and a bright orange, which match the colors really well. I'm cutting tearing a strip for each, roughly the same size. Now with the same cardstock, I'm going to cut out 2 lopsided hearts. They're just hand-drawn very roughly. One side is a bit longer than the other. And when I've cut them out, I've made sure that they're opposite. So the one has the one long side on the left and the other one on the right. I'm going to stick down my 2 strips of paper, just using some clear craft glue. I want to create a little bit of contrast, so I'm going to use a black fine liner pen and create a line all the way around each heart, about 2 or 3 millimeters in from the edge. These are meant to look hand-drawn, so they're okay if they're a little bit wonky. I'm then going to roughen up my hearts a little bit. I'm going to create 2 tears in each heart, and then I'm going to curl back the little ends of the tear so it turns up. There is some white area in the underside of the cardstock, which I'm going to fill in with some of the ink and the blending brush. And then my pink heart will go on the orange paper and the orange heart will go on the pink paper. For additional contrast, I'm going to add some black thread bunched up underneath each heart. And while I was doing this, I decided to flip one of the cards over. So then we have another opposite where the one has the heart at the bottom and the other has the heart at the top. Once you're happy with the overall look of your focal point, you can glue everything down. Again, I'm just using a liquid glue. This will help me to move elements around if they're not in quite the right place. I love adding sentiments to my cards. I'm going to add 1 on each. Again, I'm going to do this opposite. The one is going to have a black with white text and one's going to be white with black text. And I am going to add a little bit of splatter just for additional dimension. Covering up the sentiment with a scrap paper just to keep it clean, I'm going to put some white splatter on the card that has the sentiment that is black, and then I want to put the black splatter on the other card that has the white sentiment. I'm really loving how these turned out, and I have quite a few opposites. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you come up with. If you're in the Full Deck Challenge group on Facebook, please do share. I'm now going to use a white acrylic pen to go around the border of the black sentiment, and then I'm going to do the same on the white one with a black fine liner. I think this just finishes it off really nicely. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video and were inspired to create your own and even to join in the Full Deck Challenge. Here is a close-up of my cards so you can see the detail a bit better. They're very simple and to the point, but I think they really are effective, and I really love these colors. Do you think they're opposite enough? Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Don't forget to subscribe. Happy creating, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.